Hi Moonbeam. What's up with you? You appear as if something is on your mind. Is anything wrong?
I wonder why I bother with classes and homework. After all, the world is going to end in the next 12 months. So what is the point of an education? What good is a college degree in a world that is already doomed within a year? Goodbye, planet Earth.
Say Moonbeam. What's this? Where did you hear such nonsense?
The amazing Crystal McBall. That's who.
And who, may I ask, is the amazing Crystal McBall?
Who is Crystal McBall? Crystal McBall is only the world's most amazing psychic. She knows everything. She can see into the future. Crystal McBall was on the morning show. I never miss the morning show on TV. If you want to know what's happening in the world, you cannot afford to miss the morning show.
Do you believe everything you hear and see on TV?
What a dumb question. Of course I believe everything I see on TV. If you can't trust Hollywood, who can you trust? And I am certain the government would not allow liars on television. If it is on TV, it must be true. Everyone knows that. It's a scientific fact.
Do you know what you are saying? Believing everything you hear on TV does not make sense. God gave you a brain. He did not give you a TV remote. You must learn to think on your own.
Duh. The people on TV are rich and famous. You don't become rich and famous by being stupid. As for me, I will take my chances with the celebrities.
Moonbeam. You must learn to think logically. What do you know about critical thinking?
Critical thinking? I know plenty about critical thinking. Professor Corkadale criticized my paper. My father criticized my driving when I got a speeding ticket, and my boyfriend criticized me for losing his iPhone. Yes, I know plenty about critical thinking. Everyone criticizes me. So there.
You don't understand. Critical thinking is disciplined thinking that relies upon clarity, logic, and reason. Critical thinking weighs and examines evidence. Critical thinking questions presuppositions and lingering prejudices. Critical thinking requires us to consider an argument from different points of view.
This sounds like a good deal of bother. Why should I go through all this trouble when I have rich and famous celebrities who will tell me what to think?
Critical thinking helps us to understand what is true, what's not true, and what's only partially true. Critical thinking challenges us to ask relevant questions and to seek out factual evidence. Critical thinking ignores hidebound prejudice while considering problems from a number of angles. Truth can withstand the light of scrutiny and examination, and, after all, we should all be seekers of the truth.
Who do you think I am? Socrates? Or am I thinking of Hercules?
Unlike irrational creatures, God has empowered us with an ability to think and reason. Unfortunately, lazy-minded persons often engage in behavior or make life-altering decisions based upon emotion or feeling rather than logic and reason. Who can say how many of our problems are a result of sloppy thinking?
As for me, I follow my heart. Whatever my heart tells me to do, that's what I do.
Emotions can be deceiving. Our feelings can mislead us. Rather than following the ups and downs of raw human emotion, we should follow the course of truth.
And what is wrong with following one's heart?
In the heat of emotion, a man or a woman may act in a way that will give birth to a lifetime of misery and regret. We should think before doing rather than doing before thinking. Does this make sense to you?
Maybe. My older sister followed her heart instead of her brain, and you should see the big dumb slob she married. We warned her, but she refused to listen. And now look at the mess she's in.
Critical thinking challenges us to look at a problem from every angle. Critical thinking begs us to consider the possible fallacies of preconceived notions and long-held prejudices. Critical thinking asks us to consider the evidence before making hasty conclusions. And critical thinking calls us to ignore mindless rhetoric. In the end, factual evidence, sound logic, and honest answers to relevant questions are the ingredients to critical thinking. This may sound like a lot of trouble, but living in truth is far better than living in deception.
So do you think the amazing Crystal McBall's doomsday prediction is a hoax?
I have an idea. Why don't you investigate the amazing Crystal McBall? Research her past predictions. Take a look at her track record. If you do this, you may discover that she is nothing more than a well-paid phony.
Hollywood, you've let me down.
It is okay to ask questions. Truth begs to be examined. Truth never flees from the light of scrutiny. But a lie will shout and scream when questioned. No one is quite so vocal as a speaker who is void of the truth.
You may have a point. I will give this some thought. Maybe there is something to this critical thinking after all.
Bravo.
Is it my turn to say the closing credits? This learning experience was brought to you by Wayside Christian Mission in Louisville. Check them out at waysidechristianmission.org.
You forgot to blow a kiss to the audience.
And so I did.